All right, Mitchell, I don't give a fuck. Goldman, what's up? Welcome to Tint.
What's up, my brother? How you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Just trying to, just getting, trying to make it, bro.
Rushing home to do this. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem, bro.
So,
Anything for the whiz.
say again.
I said anything for the whiz.
I appreciate that. So people are in here. So we'll just get started. Why don't we kind of start off by, if we could, let's do a little take us way back. How did Mitchell Goldman start tinning? Where did this all start? Where did you begin?
All right, Mitchell Goldman. Mitchell Goldman grew up in New Orleans. Can't say nothing better. Love the place. I'm more of on the lower part of New Orleans. I'm on the West Bank side. Like I'm not actually in the city, but I'm like 5 minutes away from the city. And yeah, it was just struggling. And that's it. Single mother. My father, he was around, when I was younger, but probably about 13. Him and my mother couldn't take it no more. He went to Texas, back and forth thing, as a kid from here to Fort Worth, Texas. And yeah, that's basically my childhood come up. My brother was actually in the window tent. He actually we used to do low rider bikes, and he actually started with the body work and everything like that. And some other guys actually caught on to him and wanted to turn him on to the window tinting thing and all that, and that's what he was doing. And me, I was fresh out of high school. I didn't have nothing going for myself. I was just, not doing nothing. And my brother come at me and was like, "Hey, one of the owners, his boss's brother had another store, and one of the installers was leaving, and they needed a guy to do a lawn." And tinting learned the alarms and everything. And he said, "Look, they're gonna show you a little bit about tinting, but don't listen to what he tells you because he don't know how to tint." So I'm like, "All right, no problem." It was a little shop. Out of West we go, we did what we could. I tried, we never had 40-inch rolls. Everything was all 20, 24-inch rolls. I can cut a perfect seam on the defroster line, no problem.
Mhm.
And basically, uh,
I
and
lost.
I want to say that was back.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You there?
Yep, we're good. We're good.
All right, good. I want to say that was back probably 90, 98 whenever I first started that shop and started into the Winterton and just picked it up from there. And I've
22
always
years
heard
ago.
about, yep,
How old are you
22,
now?
uh, 39.
239, 17. Yep, 7. Yep, okay.
22 years. Yeah, and this is all I knew, all I ever knew. I've always heard about the competition and all that. When I was younger, back then, probably around the 2000s eras, we was getting letters at the shop for it. Like
Uh-huh.
they would actually send it to you in the mail, and we opened it up and looked at it, and the first thing it said is, "You got to be fast." I was like, "That's me." And for something like that to actually get like in the industry and all that, MySpace and all that, and I had one back then, but I wasn't on it for that long and all that. And, really didn't care about the internet industry. I had my son at age 21, and I was just trying to go to work and provide for him.
Mhm. And you've competed at the competition a few times, yeah? Sorry, the internet's a little. I think we're having a little bit of internet. Um, let's let it catch up.
Let's see, let me cut off my Wi-Fi. Maybe it might speed.
Say again.
I said maybe I got to cut off my Wi-Fi. It might speed it up.
Oh no, I don't think so. I think you should leave your.
Yeah, I'm looking at the bars on my computer. That's I'm getting
Oh,
a little slow right
anything
now.
else that anything else that's using internet, don't have it streaming because it takes a lot of resources to stream for you to upload.
All right.
So
Everybody choose that.
Yeah, that basically is what has to happen. I didn't warn you beforehand, but even like
Yo,
in my own place, like everything has to be
I
off
just
because it
got
takes a lot of.
devices. This thing, I don't even know what that's hooked up. Let me see. Uh,
So in the meantime, I'd just like to thank you for the shoes you sent me. I have right here.
you like them, huh?
I really like them, and what my plan with these shoes is because it's one of those things where like I'm like, do I wear them or do I not wear them? And I want to wear them. I feel like it's important in life to use things and enjoy them, and not
Yeah.
just like look at them and be mesmerized. So my plan is I'm going to ceramic coat them with Ceramic Pro, and then I'm going to use the hell out of them. So we'll see how they hold up.
Did you
But
see the other pair that them come with? Did you see the green pair?
the what?
That was actually a two shoe. That that was actually a two shoe set. Whenever that come out in 2017, and
Got
there's
it.
a green pair, and they got the Statue of Liberty on the back of them.
I
But
didn't
the
see it.
green pair was 350,
Well,
and
it's way too much for
I love
shoes,
your.
but these purple shoes look like they're literally designed for Tint Wiz. So I feel like there were some stars aligned, and thank you for. I look forward to matching you at the tint off, hopefully.
Oh yeah, you competing?
No, I'm definitely not competing. I'm going to be there cheering you on, though. I'm going to be
I
cheering
sure
you
hope
on,
so. I sure hope so.
but not distracting, just cheering you on. You've competed before, yeah?
Yes, I competed. This would be my fourth year.
This is your fourth year. How'd you do the other years? I feel like you might have placed somewhere really well before, right?
All right. My first year was 2017. Didn't know nobody. I placed that year. I placed 11th, and 2018 I went back. I placed 7th, and then last year was just a wash up for me. Just
Oh,
couldn't get my tools together.
well, 2021, probably number one. I look forward to seeing you do your thing. I think experience in this thing is, I think, in my opinion, again, I always say it. This isn't a competition to show you're the best tinter in the world. This is a competition to show that you won the competition, and because this is a competition, it has rules and so on. And I think experience in the competition is the most valuable thing you probably bring into this competition. Is having competed before, probably tone down your nerves. You're probably not going to be as nervous as you might have been. You know?
For anybody, I mean, you don't see whenever for my first competition, I didn't know what to expect. I searched online. The only thing I really found, Ralph had a video of him actually in the competition. I was like, oh, let me check it out. And like, the fuckers actually had like an hour to do their window. And I mean, he had to tape it up with felt. I think they had like a Explorer or something like that they had to do. But yeah, I actually seen Ralph in it, and I read an article in one of the tent magazines, and I forgot the Asian guy's name. He was talking about it, and in his article, he said, "Man, look, the hardest thing was getting out there." He said, "But I'm gonna let you know now. Every year it gets harder and harder. There's always gonna be somebody else out there that has the experience that's been in a garage for 20 something years that you don't know about." And he can come out of nowhere and basically do it exactly like. I mean, I'm not saying I actually wanted to place, first, second, and third like the Rocha and all them. The Rocha got second and third places in the competition. You gotta respect that. You gotta respect Boyon winning it, man. I mean, Korean tenors. You got Mong Lee won it another year before that. Then you got the year before I went, I was actually studying the Winter Film magazine, like seeing, and I actually seen the winners. And it was like the two Asians, and it was Danny from California, Danny Muniz. And I actually seen Danny Muniz out there my first year, and I was like, "Hey man, I've been looking in the magazines. I'm ready to compete against you." He's like, "Oh man, thank you." He said, "I didn't even know I was in them." He's more of a quiet guy, lower type. Like most of these guys that's winning this, I mean, there's a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong, you got the greatest Chris Brooks. I mean, he won so many of them. and he's out there. He's on the internet. I wish he'd cool it down a little bit, but you gotta love my boy Chris. I love him to death. But yeah, he's out there. But most of the guys that you see that's in these competitions, they actually out there working. They really not on Facebook that much.
Sure.
They see everything and everything. They probably like, love it and just keep scrolling. But then you got us that interact with everything, and then it goes from there.
So I'm hearing myself. I don't know what's going on. All right, it's perfect. So, couple things. I want to touch on your background because I really like it. I like the white brick, and I really like the vibe of it's kind of like an animal print, kind of like gold glitter. It feels very.
That's actually one of my wife's paintings, and
okay, well,
she's an artist.
It's beautiful, and it's beautiful on that brick wall, and it sets like a vibe. Like it sets a vibe with you. It sets a vibe for what your house is like. And I felt that the second
it's like I'm live from the What the Fuck dungeon, huh?
It's like there might be a lava lamp next to you.
Yeah, and thank you for the light too, man. I appreciate that.
But it's really beautiful, and I really mean that. It's a cool vibe, and what I want to kind of say that.
I said them shoes is nice.
Shoes are super nice. Shoes are definitely nice. And the fact that
I bought mine to compete in. So if you ain't figured out who's sponsoring me this year, y'all just better give it up.
No, it's going to be the year to win. It's the year to be number 1, 2, or 3. It is.
Well, who wins it this year? Because when the Film Magazine announced it, they're not having another one in September. They talking about 22 now. So there's only going to be 1 in 21. So whoever gets it this year gonna have it the longest reign, pretty much. Unless you're like Chris Brooks or something that won it, 2, 3 times and shit like that.
So Matt Blackmare left a comment in here. He said, "Hope all is well, man. Thanks for keeping window tint feud 100%." And what I kind of wanted to bring up, and one of the things I want to discuss with you today is, I feel like, this is the first time we speak like in video. Usually it's just text. I wanted to kind of get out there, and I felt like it would be beneficial maybe to kind of talk about who Mitchell Goldman is, how Mitchell fits into this window film industry, and kind of get a feel for your contributions to the industry, because I know from I feel like I've been aware of you, very aware, for at least a year and a half now. Now before there, I probably saw your posts, but probably didn't stand out to me. But in the last year or so, you really have been on the radar.
You see, what happened was I had a Facebook, but Facebook got me in trouble in the past. I ain't much gonna lie. So I cut it off in 2012.
Okay.
I didn't sign back up to Facebook till 2018 after I come back from my second show.
Okay.
And, the reason why I signed up to Facebook, because we was in our hotel room, and I was with Salvador Hurtle and Lawrence Williams, and a bunch of us was all at the hotel, and Salvador pops up this message, and they laughing on the group. I was like, man, what you laughing at? He said, oh man, check this out. And they was talking about, if you got a problem with any of the judging, you can take this corner and shove it up your ass and shit. It was just funny shit. So I was like, you know what? I want to go in there and be a part of that, because I think I can contribute to that. So from there on, that's the whole reason why I don't stay in none of the other tint groups, because it seems like in every other tint group, you got more people trying to teach and trying to learn. And the whole time I've been on Facebook, I ain't much gonna lie, you probably got 2 people that actually ask me, real questions on, hey bro, how would you actually do this? Other people ask me little different questions, but actually continuously ask me, hey bro, can you give me a tip on this or something like that? There's only been 2 people. So it's you got more people out there trying to teach, trying to make a name for himself and all that. And I'm just not here for all that. I'm just here to keep it real.
Well, with that said, you have a pretty big crowd of people who really appreciate you in the tint industry as a person, as a tinter, Like, there's no question you have like you have a following of friends or whatever it is. You have a lot of support in that in the industry, and I'm just curious. I don't know what like what's your angle on things? How do you view your interactions on Facebook? How do you view the groups? What do you get out of it? What do you put into it? I mean, I feel like from interacting with you on there, I think you're a real good-hearted, nice guy who likes to joke around. It seems like you take things pretty like lighthearted, and you've made me laugh. Like if I'm thinking about your posts, you've made me laugh. Like there's been posts where I just
Oh,
crack
man.
up when I see your posts. Um,
It- It's
I think people appreciate your honesty.
I'm not like if you met me in person, dude. Anybody knows I'm one of the kindest people in anybody, But I just hate it when somebody comes on there and like always acting like they right or something. It's like no man, it ain't that serious, bro. Y'all don't have to take it that far. And it's like there's a lot of things that happen in this industry that I didn't even know about. Like whenever I signed back up in 2018. I'm hearing about this and this and this, and people are calling me from here and telling me about this, and people calling me over here talking about this one and this one. And it was like group wars. Literally was. Squeegee wars, I want to call it. All right?
Uh-huh.
Literally, and I'm like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? Like, man, can't y'all all fucking work together? And
Yeah.
fucking be a fucking so we can do. I mean, we one of the most hidden industries out here. We probably stick together more than fucking anybody, than any of the glass motherfuckers, than any of the fucking rap motherfuckers, than anybody. You got more window tenders out there on this Facebook shit and in these groups. I mean, whenever you got these groups with over 5,000, 3,000, 6,000. That ain't all fucking window tenants. I'm sorry. That's fucking dual accounts. That's fucking this. That's that. That's this. At least in a few, they sit there and check to see if you all window tender, or maybe even in the rap industry or something like that. And we try to keep it real with everybody. And try to keep it forward. Just a window tender. And anybody who actually tended the window is more than welcome to be in there.
What do you think as an industry? Like, what is there anything that sticks out to you, like in the last few years, that you think's changed for the better significantly? Do you see something that, like, as an industry, just whether it be from the manufacturers, whether it be from tinters or in tint shops or consumers, like anything that kind of stands out to you, like, wow, this is you've seen, because you've been in this for 22 years, so you've seen a long timeline, and
See,
where do you see we're at?
right now, where I'm at, I work with a lot of films, probably when I first started, I started out with medical films. Back whenever they had like Onyx and all that, I can't even remember, but yeah, it was some old school stuff, and I work with that. I work with Lumar, mostly, I can say Lumar, I work mostly with Lumar, all right, from over at my last shop that I worked for 14 years, same shop, but I work with Lumar more than anything. And right now, I'm disappointed with Lumar. Like, such a big company, but it's like, all right, at my shop I'm working at right now, all right, we are a Lumar dealer. Been a Lumar dealer for 25 years, all right, and there are four lines, which we carry all four lines, which would be your ATC, your ATR, your CTX, and your IRX. All right. Right now, you can find out what the ATC made of. They tell you it's made of dye. What the CTX is made of. What the ATR made of is made of metal, and so on. But whenever you get down to the IRX, it's just new technology. It's like, man, why y'all ain't telling us what this is made of?
Is it possible?
Yeah.
So what do you think? Do you think they're selling snake oil, or do you think it's like their Stratos
I'm not
film?
I'm not saying snake, but follow me now. Listen to me.
Yeah.
They don't even make a limo in the IRX. So that's setting you out of
So
your IRX. Your IRX is your $700 roll fucking
I
film.
want to throw out a guess here and just say, like, Stratos, right? Formula One Stratos.
I never dealt with
Okay,
Formula
so
One.
Formula One's
I
line.
was never good enough for Formula
All
One.
right. Well, Formula One line, just to put it out there, is four films, and it's the classic, the
Ain't
comfort,
no
the
route.
pinnacle, So you go Classic, Comfort, Pinnacle. Classic is similar to,
See,
ATC,
but then
and you have.
but then I've been getting. I
But
mean,
what I'm saying is, if you
but
follow the IRX down, it's
suspended before my account got suspended. I actually posted that question. Jeff Nyro commented. He deals with a lot of Lumar films. He basically said he would compare it to Pinnacle.
no, but it's
And
not. It's comparable to Stratos because if you look at the lines, they match up exactly. Even the fact that Stratos is available in a darkest of a 15%. Pinnacle is most comparable to CTX. So you figure they released Stratos for Formula One probably about 4 or 5 years ago, and now they release it under the Lumar name, and they can't tell you it's the same as Stratos because why is it cheaper as a material? Why does it cost less? But I mean, I'm just putting the dots together. Like that's what it is. They're selling Stratos
yeah,
under IRX.
but then again, if I get on the actual level of being a Formula One dealer, would it cost less on a Stratus roll?
No, it costs more. You'd pay more for the same film.
You pay more for the
So
same.
that's basically, here's the idea. If you're a Formula One dealer, you had access to this Stratos film now for the last 4 or 5 years. Now, by them giving that same film as IRX to Lumar, essentially, other than the brand name, you're stripping away that advantage for Formula One dealers. Because now, if I'm a Formula One dealer and you're a Lumar dealer, we really have the same offerings. I don't have Stratos to pull you into my Formula One dealer over your Lumar dealer. Does
Why
that
they
make
ain't
sense?
got it in the limo?
Say what?
Why they don't have it in the limo?
I
Why they don't
don't
have
know
it?
the answer to that. Other than I don't. Yeah, I don't know the answer to that. But they don't have a limo in
All
Stratos.
right,
They
all
don't have
right.
a limo in
Follow me,
RX.
follow me now. CTX, my next line.
Yeah.
All right, Ali, I get about 350 a call for. All right, CTX, 350, 400 a call. Why they been out for the past? My CTX 5% been on back order now for a good 3 to 4 weeks, and I'm not getting my CTX to the 15.
Well, hold on,
Limit.
real quick. I want to throw some out there. Mike Sanchez said Stratos is not IRX. You need to use them both to see for yourself. So I just want to throw out there that Mike Sanchez is probably right. And
Yeah, my,
I'm just, if Mike
my,
touched the films and he says they're
definitely,
different, then they're different. But I
yeah.
still think that there's probably an origination of the technology, and because it can't be a coincidence that they have the same shades. It came out above CTX. CTX and Pinnacle are pretty much in line. So I'm just throwing it out there. They got to be some. But
Did you
Mike is
see
right.
Mike trying to fucking make his customers sign a paper? Mike was trying to make his damn customers sign a paper saying this shit ain't perfect. Fuck you, Mike. Your shit perfect, bitch. Number fucking first competition, this motherfucker plays third place. And now this motherfucker won't make a customer sign. No, fuck you, Mike. Bitch, you better than that. Don't sign no fucking.
So
don't make your customer sign no paper.
let's circle back before I made maybe a wrong guess on the Stratos. But let's just circle back. You're disappointed in Lumar because they're not being transparent with you as to the technology in IRX. Am I saying that right?
See, but then you see that's where it all falls at now, because now I got the owner of my company ordering, so the owner's talking to the salesperson, and the salesperson talking to the owner. And my CTX, like I said, my CTX 5% been on back order now for a month, and I'm not gonna get it till half of this month, so that's 6 weeks out.
Okay.
So right now, if a customer comes in my shop right now and says, I want a limo, black this bitch out, and your best film, I can't do that.
Yeah. I mean, the supply issue. I mean, obviously, so you're disappointed that obviously they ran into some supply issues because of COVID. I mean, that's what it is. It's got to be some supply chain
It's
issues,
gotta
right?
be, yeah. I know I gotta understand that, but at this
I'm
point
not
in
telling
time,
you to understand it. You get to feel however you want to feel. And if you feel like they should have been better prepared, then you feel that way. I'm just asking. I'm like trying to summarize.
I feel at this point in time they should have it together. I can understand in the beginning of COVID, but at this point in time, I mean, we already what in September, almost October. November's coming around, and once November come around, it's all gonna die down.
Sure. I'm sure the people like over at Lumar and at Eastman, there's been a lot of sleepless nights, and I'm sure they can't be happy about it. I doubt they're just sitting there saying it doesn't matter. I'm sure there's a freaking panic as far as like trying to get enough film because they know, at the end of the day, Eastman has not only the window film industry to account to face, but they're a publicly traded company, and if their numbers take too big of a hit, that can have such an impact on the stock market that I just feel like they're triple probably panicked about that situation compared to anybody else. But I do agree, it's a big company. They could have had a warehouse with double the inventory, and maybe, I mean,
They got
who
people,
knows?
and they got people out there in this industry that can move the stock market, and it's crazy how it works. So
So,
it's
so let me ask you this: you're installing Lumar because of the shop you work at on a daily basis. You're wearing an Expel shirt.
oh yeah.
How,
Oh, you noticed that,
how did
huh?
that? Did you wear that all day while you installed CTX, or like did you just put that
Yeah,
on? Or
I wear this one. I wear my yellow one. I wear my black one. Look. I
what do
tell
you
you
love
what.
about Expel?
I'm gonna tell you what I love about Expel, and it's Dean Mitchell. All right, Dean Mitchell. My first year at 10 off, I was walking around, really didn't know nobody. All the vendors like really looked at me and just like really. I had one vendor, I heard him. Is that a dude or a chick? I'm like, what the fuck? So I was kind of like, man,
you
like
you were like,
nobody really wanted to even talk to me. I mean, I am walking around with a fucking Lenny Kravitz shirt on instead of, a tent shirt and all that. So, I can understand, them not taking me seriously or, a Tupac shirt or something like that. But, I mean, it's still though. Dean actually called me. He was like, hey, bro, where you from? I said, New Orleans. Oh, what's your name? He looked down. He said, no fucking way. I said no, and we just hit it off from there, bro. And he has been, bro, a great like inspiration for me, bro. Ain't nobody doing it out there like Dean, bro, flying all over, bro, having a good time that he's having, bro, and I'm loving the dude for it. Him and my rep Jeff Phillips, cause I still tent at my house. All right, I don't just, I still got my Mondays, my Sundays off. I still got evenings. Now, if I get home, I still come home underneath my carport, and I got the plotter set up at my house. I got two plotters. I got a plotter at my shop now, and I got a plotter at my house. And I'll sit here and plot shit all night long. I mean, that's just what I got to do.
so coming back to Dean Mitchell, I just want to echo your thoughts because I've only got to speak to Dean through video chat a few times, but he definitely comes instantly across as the type of person who you know or at least comes across to me as the type of person that to me I feel like I see that he like has this love for other human beings, like this general love for other people, like, hey, you're another person, and because of that I'm your friend, or I'm here for you.
You you go out to the competition, Dean Mitchell like Jesus out there. Everybody won't be around him.
Yeah,
Good
it's just a
people.
positive happy dude that's like
And
helpful,
that's
and you
if
can
you
just
can catch up with him though, man, because the dude fast. 1 minute he's right here, and you turn this way, the next minute he gone. It's like, where Dean went? He like ninja vanish.
so what that means is you're obviously super loyal to Expel. You love the company, and your answer was because of Dean. So what that just is obviously saying is it's the people that make the company. Yeah, I mean you didn't say the film, you didn't say the I love their website. It was a human being that works for the company that represents them.
I'm gonna say Dean Mitchell and Jeff Phillips. I mean, whenever I call up Jeff Phillips, I talk to him like I'm Cuba Gooding Jr. talking to Jerry Maguire. It's a conversation. I mean, y'all die laughing. If he actually posted some of this shit, y'all die. But yeah,
Hopefully
I
we
mean,
get to that point someday where more stuff is being posted and
Jeff actually, whenever I got him hooked up with my friend Tony, that's actually moving out to Dallas, and actually, see, he's talking about working for Expel, but I mean, the guy got so many opportunities. He knows mutual funds. He knows all kind of stuff, so he can do whatever to survive. But yeah, he's talking about working for Expel and moving out to Dallas and selling the shop now. So whenever he actually originally started with Expel, Jeff actually come down here and seen us and actually brought us to lunch and everything. It was real cool. Um, Not as cool as Dean taking us out the dinner last year. That was nice. Tony's restaurant. It was like a 5 course meal. Cool. I can imagine what that ticket was for a spell.
well, out of all the companies, like they're They feel it. It feels to me. It feels. It seems like It's almost unanimous. Like there's no question. They're leading in the industry. Like they are right now. They are leading the industry. And props to him and congratulations. And unintentionally, I feel like I keep bringing up Lumar, and then today you brought up Lumar. We keep dissing Lumar, and I think what it is, and I'll just say it again, it's not like I love Lumar as a company. I love the people that work there. I think it's great. I
I've
think they take so much heat
always
because the expectation is so high because we think of them as such a parent, somebody who's
that's the
been
whole
around for
thing.
so long.
That's the whole thing. You don't see the Lumar staff involved in these Facebook groups and
No,
all that. You do, like you do the expel, and that's another thing you gotta respect with expel. They sticking their neck out there on the line.
yep.
People's actually seeing their actions. People seeing Dean delete comments and making posts about
Hey, but
it.
you
And
know
now you
what?
see this
I,
the other day, man.
look, everybody can post something and change their mind in the future. Everybody gets that right. Everybody, that's normal human being shit. But I do agree that like you got to be out there. You can't not be out there at all. You got to be out there, and sometimes you're gonna win, sometimes you're gonna lose, but you got to be out there.
And honestly, and that's what the feud's there for. The feud is there for anybody to come out. I mean, you just say what you want. We don't take nothing away. We don't put nothing away. If it's out there, it's out there. All right. I actually took down a post the other day. I mean, my bad. We probably do that rarely, but sometimes there is incidents where jobs is involved, and
Sure.
we, I don't want to see a man lose his job over us, trying to have a laugh. All right.
Right.
And most of my stuff I'm saying on the feud is laughter, entertainment for us, for us to laugh about. I ain't, I work, I come home. I ain't no different than the rest of y'all. All right. I just happened to go out to the competition one year and got fucking lucky. Straight up.
But
Any of y'all motherfuckers can do it. All it takes for y'all to get your fucking ass up off your ass and fucking get out there. And that was the hardest part for me. Is like having enough confidence to get out there. And it's just that's how I feel about it.
so I like that you just brought that up because what you brought up like in rare instances somebody might be losing their job, somebody's job's at issue and all that, and like the point is I think like something that just should be out there and on everybody's mind is like most of the people in those groups when they're on Facebook groups, they're not at work. They're at play. They're at maybe work in the sense that they're trying to learn. They're trying to improve themselves. They're amongst their
Mm.
industry peers. But at the end of the day, when they're at work, they're talking to separate people that are not part of those groups that they consider customers. That's their work. But there's another group of people that it is their work in the group. I'm one of them. When I'm interacting in the group, that has to do with my work. When Dean's in there, and there's tons of people, whether you sell tools or whatever, it's your work. And there is that like I guess what I'm trying to say is there is that sense of like responsibility and like if I decide today, right now after this video, I decide to pick on a window film company and I get to go on there and I'll get, so and so is so and I start to talk shit and I play games, let's just say with a company. If
Yeah.
I do that recklessly, I can literally hurt that company. And it could be a joke to me, but it could literally like
Yeah, but
cost
some of that
somebody
shit,
their
like
dinner.
shit I'm saying now about Lumar, I ain't talking bad. I'm just saying I'm disappointed with him.
That's
And you,
okay. And I'm not even referring to that. What I'm talking about is more in the groups. Like
oh, when they start bashing films and shit like
I'm
that,
saying,
that's
like when right. I feel like everybody should know that you have an obligation to be honest with your peers. You have an obligation to be honest with yourself, and whatever is honest, whatever you feel is truthful, it should be out there. But it shouldn't be something that's more like just a game because there are consequences for other people.
see, but
You
then
know.
you got the stuff like what you can put it out there, but then you got to watch what you say because you got the Garrett and Ralph incident where Garrett was taking up for him. We was all taking up for Ralph last year whenever you had a fucking crazy ass Herb Huskers fucking going around fucking crackhead ass fucking doing whatever, just going into groups and just bashing Ralph. And I just really didn't like him coming. It's one thing coming in the group, be like, hey, this is me and all that. Hey, how y'all doing? But he comes straight in the group, fuck Ralph. You dig? He was like, man, we don't know who you are. Who the fuck are you? Ralph's in this group. Ralph's active. Ralph's one of us. Who are you? And and that's whenever it got into the situation where me and him got into it. And then whenever in the feud, you can't talk about people's families. And I'm sorry if I used that rule on them, but fuck, I did it. I can't say I
Hey,
did.
yeah, I mean, I'm just throwing it out there and just saying it's a whole ecosystem, and we're all part of it. And I don't know. I feel like the feud legitimately has its place in this industry, and I like that it exists. And my first impression of it was I didn't, I was just like, oh, it's just joking around or whatnot. But there is a place for everything, and you know,
See,
I
we
think
try to keep it private though. We try to keep everything in that group private to where when the tenants got a place to air their shit out, got a place to vent. That way they ain't holding that shit in and holding these grudges and we having conflicts and shit at 10 competitions. We like to have that there because whoever ain't there is the ones doing fucking shady shit. I ain't got a problem with nobody. I ain't got a problem with nobody in no fucking United. I ain't got no problem with nobody in no fucking Revolution. I ain't got no problem with none of them niggas. My problem is why y'all fucking fighting with each other?
I
Why I
like
gotta
that.
be two fucking sides? Why I gotta be three sides? Why I gotta be fucking groups, dude?
Yeah,
Why can't y'all look through this motherfucker through everybody's eyes? But, people don't see it that way.
yeah. Well, I think that's a good question to ask. When you say like why there has to be groups, like why are there different states? I guess everybody just can't agree on what the rules should be. So naturally, everybody divides and tries to get with people that they feel a part of and they feel like they can relate to and they feel like maybe will help stick up for them or whatever. And you just kind of end up with these groups and subsets of groups, right?
I had never went at nobody that really didn't deserve it, dude, or didn't come at me or
I'm not,
nobody.
and I didn't mean to suggest you did.
And,
I think you're
and,
rather fair and you're a nice guy, and like you said, everybody should get along, and I love that. Um,
I mean, I do talk shit. Yes, I do. I'm not even much gonna lie, But that's what that group was about. And I don't know. Whenever I was in other groups, I was actually a good player in them other groups and everything like that. But whenever I started finding out fucking all this fucking dirty shit they was fucking doing with each other and calling everybody out on it, nobody didn't want to fucking answer to it.
yeah, yeah.
Everybody just fucking just rolled out on me. Fuck them. Don't get me wrong. I said one thing about Zach. I love Zach to death. I don't have no problem with Zach. I ain't got no problem with RL. I ain't got Billy on the other hand. I don't know what the fuck he did. Like, them motherfuckers actually went from having a Facebook group to fucking having influence in our motherfucking competition. How the fuck they changed the fucking rules? Like,
You talking
dude,
about last year with the windshield?
last year with the windshields. How the fuck they do some shit like that, bro? Like them niggas weren't even there. What the fuck you gotta say about them dudes there? Like them bitches ain't never tinted a fucking windshield before. Get the fuck up out my face with them, man. I ain't even.
I think
I ain't
I think
even
it's as fair as to say we should check everybody's windshield that didn't agree with it and make sure they don't have tint on their windshield. We need to send somebody over there because I mean, I wanted in general to make that windshield topic and illegal tinting more of a topic because, like there's two sides of it, and I understand. I want to learn the other side of it, but my side of it is
What
my
side are you
vehicle
on? What
has
side are you
I have 50% tint on my windshield, and I never want it to be 1 degree. Like, I don't want it one shade lighter. It might go darker. But, like, I enjoy dark tint. I drive better. I'm happier with it. Like, I also speed sometimes. I go 5 miles, 10 miles an hour over sometimes. Like, I'm okay with bending the law. I don't think that anybody realistically is going to live their life based on all laws. We all find where we like to be comfortable with.
see? But a lot of that argument and everything that's coming in, it's really not from 10. It's just doing them from like in the limo and 20%. Like a lot of these tenants out there be like, yeah, I'll do it, but I'm
But
just
here's the
not doing
thing.
it
Here's
no
the thing.
more.
Like if at a competition, they're tinting the window with 5% tint because it's the easiest to see any like dirt or specks or
And
whatever.
they do 20%.
Okay,
They do
let's say,
20%.
but let's say it was limo tint. Let's say they did it with blackout and you
All
can't
right.
see through it at all. Let's say it was frost. Who cares?
Yeah.
Are you telling me that legislature is going to like there's going to be laws now that are going to become more aggressive, and this is going to be a stain on our industry. How is that a stain on our industry? If anything, I think we need to be promoting how much better you can drive when you don't have the glare in your eyes, and how much skin cancer can be avoided from the UV protection, and just like the benefits of it, the comfort of it, not just being afraid that I don't know. It's a topic I want to hear from people who disagree with me on. So I'm not just talking about it. But I agree with you that if a competition was going to do something, they believed it was the right thing, and then people that aren't there are voicing their opinion on the internet, man, either they were wrong and they changed their mind, or they just caved into pressure. It's one of those two things. Either they were completely wrong, or they just were like, it's not worth the hassle.
I think right now it's for me first going to the competition to now, my 3 years in. I feel that the rules have been more lenient. All right, they have been working more on lenient on the rules. I mean, last year they did make it a little bit more complicated, but I was okay with it because I was like, well, cool, it's more of a challenge for us.
Yeah.
Fuck, put me up in the challenge. I fucking failed. But like, you gotta, in my first competition where you had to do one easy door on what was it, like a Ford Fusion or something like that. You had guys in there that didn't even finish. And it's like they actually paid the 425 to go out there and actually spending the money to go out there, and they didn't even finish their window. And it's like adding on another window might have been a bad idea for last year, but that's not for me to judge.
It's whatever.
I love Mike Burt for doing it. I love fucking what's his name, Dustin. I love Dustin for doing it. Them two dudes is fucking great. I love them to death. But I felt for somebody like me for it to be complicated. But they had a lot of guys that did finish, but it was close to the line for a lot of guys in that. And a lot of us didn't finish. But whenever the scores come out, you really look at it like it looked like they didn't even really count for it. Unless Chris Brooks did a bad fucking job because I only got 1 point less than him.
So I wanted to ask you, you recently you started working at a new tint shop, and you seemed extremely happy. Seems like a great fit. It seems like they like, look, I'm only looking at your Facebook
It's
post.
a great fit and all that, Eric, bro, but I've always wanted my own. I mean, when
That
I
was
was
the
young,
question. Do you want your own shop? Are you working at, or do you have a dream job, or do you still see where Mitchell's going to have
I,
his own shop?
I will just hard times.
What do you see as the reason you want a shop? You want your own shop. What is the allure?
Just to have something for myself. I know I should have one by now, but it's hard. I mean, I kept my son in school. I felt that was more important than co-ops. I felt that was more important than anything. And he graduated now. Now, at the point to where I can start saving up money to do that. And yeah, but nah, I should have. But I kick myself in the ass every day for it. But
Well, I
like,
mean, not really. Like, you accomplish what you wanted to accomplish.
yeah,
In order to it.
yeah, it's what I did though, bro. I mean, I can't sit here and regret it or nothing like that because that's just me. But I'm working on it.
Cool.
Really. I
Cool.
mean, people, I post my numbers. Anybody can match my numbers. Go
Well,
ahead.
your numbers, like when you post it, and I love that honesty of it, like that you posted your numbers, you posted you were happy with your job, and here we are talking about why you want your own business. I think all that stuff's important because when you sit there and say like, how much you want your own business, like I know you're going to have your own business, just a matter of time. And we all beat ourselves up for maybe not being where we want to be and whatnot. But I also, like from the outside looking in, you have to know that owning your own business to you is an accomplishment you're going to get to and you want to do. But like, there's nothing wrong with having a great job. Like, there's something great to that, and that's its own thing. And like, I just, because the post where you posted your paycheck, and there was somebody who said, do you know how much money you're making for the shop? You know how much fucking headaches the shop has in general? You know how much
Yeah,
responsibility and
really.
bullshit.
And then you got to think. I mean, that's still they putting out money for film.
I
They putting out money.
guarantee you make more than the owner some weeks. I guarantee
For,
that. If it's not current, at least in the past, for sure. So like, there
really.
is
My
such a
first month there. My first month there, I was the highest paid employee there. My first month there. And yeah.
yeah. And if
I
you
mean,
own your own tin shop, you're probably not going to be your highest paid employee your first week either.
I cleared over 20 grand in film in 1 month in automotive film. And I thought it was a kind of easy month. Tell you the truth, that was only doing 4 cars a day. But whenever you're getting $500 a car, for IRS film, you can get it like that. And that's what kind of, I mean, and I understand right now is the time for people to get it, and it's going to eventually start working. Like, I'm sure shops are seeing it's starting to slow down with school starting, because always around here, I mean, any year my seasonals, I know when school's starting, always within the first 2-3 weeks, there's always a slow, and it starts picking back up until probably about December, whenever it starts getting cold.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I just think that there's a value, like, sometimes people are quick to be like, you need to own your own business, or, it's like this grass is greener, whether it be you're working somewhere and you're like, oh, I wish I owned my own business, or you own your own business and you go, man, it wouldn't be bad to just collect a paycheck every week and make some consistent money and not have all the responsibilities. I'm just saying, I love that you put your perspective out there and you put your paycheck with it. It's a picture of it. It's like real deal shit. I think people need to see that. You know what I mean? Like, people need to see all aspects of things.
Anybody can do it, but people got to realize you can't be on your phone like this the whole time. Tint windows. You're not gonna get shit done if you're only doing 2-3 cars a day. If the business is there, you better take that shit there.
Yep.
The last tenant, his complaint was that they wasn't making enough money, and all he wanted to do was ceramic jobs and didn't want to do no dye jobs. And it's like, dude, you got to do a dye job at least for somebody, at least that way they can go talk about it to somebody else and bring in somebody else. I mean,
right.
If you just shooing away all your cheap customers, I mean, where they gonna go? I told them, I was like, look, they was having problems with a guy just turning stuff down, like not even wanting to work. And it's like, what are you even coming to work for?
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to work, be there, be there. And, there was a lot of misconceptions behind it. I ain't going to talk bad about the dude because, I feel he is a good dude. But on the other end, fuck, I'm sorry you had to go, but fuck, thank you for the opportunity.
Right. Yeah. Well, a lot of comments coming in. Mike Sanchez says there are employees making good money at the right shop. Takes two to tango. It's definitely it. If you want to make more money at the place you're working, see how you can be a better contribution to that company, not be a pain in the ass. You know what I mean?
Mike ain't paying his employees good. I wouldn't work for Mike.
That's okay. Hopefully he's doing well. Hopefully his employees are happy,
He don't want to teach somebody hand cut because he know you're going to have to pay him more.
I don't know. We'll get Mike on here to answer for that.
Tell Mike answer to that. Tell Mike jump on here and ask me some more shit.
If Mike has Skype, he can jump on here live and we can add him into the conversation. I'm just reading through these comments real quick. Mike Powell said, I've been hammered in bad situations in this industry, but I make that push me more to grow and be what and who I want to be. And if I butchered that a little, I'm sorry, because
yeah, that's it. And that's all I'm asking everybody to be. Just be who you are. I mean,
yep.
you
are. And how about this? Realize that you're going to get better. If you want to get better, if you want to make more money, you're going to get better and make more money by doing things that make you better.
The only way you're getting better is by production. Production makes the beast. If
Right.
you're not doing it, you ain't getting fucking better.
Right. And if you're just talking about it, you're not getting better. And if you tear down somebody else, that's definitely not going to make you better.
Exactly. And that's what a lot of these guys in this industry did. They come on Facebook, they made a little name for themselves, but they fucking never did nothing in the tent competition. They got very few of us that actually fucking went to the tent competition, did something, and actually went on Facebook. Very fucking few of us.
What does a tin competition mean to you?
Everything. Everything. It means, hey, it's something a little bit. I mean, my last job I worked for 14 years. And like some of them days I used to be like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? And my first year going out there, I was like, yeah, this is why I do it. To go compete against these motherfuckers and tell them, fuck you, bitch, I'm better than you. But not like that. I just got the thrill of compete, man. It's my first year. I had a blast. I met Lawrence Williams, Jr., Sal's wife, Michelle. I mean, we had a good time out there. Dean Mitchell trying to pull me out the hotel room whenever I got to go to the finals the next morning. I'm like, no, you trying to sabotage me. He knew I was in there for a little more. And competition means everything to me because it's really the only place where we all can actually compete and say, hey, anybody can sit here and talk shit on Facebook and do videos and do this. Ain't everybody in the same fucking place? That's the only places where everybody on this motherfucker, plus other people, is there at one time. And that's how I met like a majority of these people in this industry was, not off of Facebook. It was from the industry.
Yeah.
And then, me jumping back on Facebook and just finding them. Oh, hey, I know you,
Yeah.
And I don't choose sides with nobody. You don't hear me on my Facebook sitting there hollering about Trump, hollering about, Black Lives Matter. I respect both movements. I really do. And it's like, it hurts me that people would have to sit here and hate on each other for it. And like, because, I hear both sides of the story.
Mm-hmm.
And both sides is fucked up. And I wish both of them would just fucking chill the fuck out, man. Y'all letting this shit get to y'all. It's like, it's just fucking Facebook, dude. You're supposed to be on here just advertising your business, trying to fucking do something with yourself. Not sit here and try to make an ass of yourself. But yes, I have made an ass of myself. Plenty of fucking times. And I'll make my ass myself plenty more fucking times.
Okay, we're all human, and that's the path of life. And,
exactly.
With
Jesus knocked over the tables of the fucking at the temple, man. So, I mean, you gotta respect that. We all got human in us, and some of this shit, like, that goes down, it actually pisses me off. And, I like to hear some shit to be heard, but, like I said, whenever people's jobs and shit involved, and you got lawsuits and shit involved, you gotta stay away from that shit, and you gotta respect it.
So let me throw something else out there, because as you're saying it, it came to mind, like, oftentimes we'll, I don't want to say criticize, but we'll criticize the IW or the tint off. Say, well, it could have been better this way, or it could be better that way. Let's just be clear, or at least my thoughts are, I'm very, very appreciative that it exists, because if you think about it, and I just said, what does the tint off mean to you? And you said everything. And we think about it, if simply Window Film Magazine says, you know what, fuck these guys, let's not do a tint off anymore. Fuck them and their.
Then I'll be going to the fucking Expel.
But that's
Right now, Eric, I'm more bucked up about Expel than all them fucking WFC.
But that's the thing. If you look at like out there, it's really the only other get-togethers would be industry or manufacturer specific, and the only other tint off would be Expels. So it is pretty fucking cool that they do this.
And that's another thing. Like, why ain't there more of these competitions? They got audio competitions. They do what they do, Installer Fest. They do them fuckers like, 6-7 times a year all over the fucking U.S.
Yep.
Why this isn't going on? I mean, what, we don't have enough fucking people that want to work fucking together?
So let's start here. Who do you imagine putting them together?
I mean, I like the revolutions idea with them wanting to do something, but I feel they talk, but you're not doing nothing.
So
It's like it's all talk.
because you have,
It's like it's hard to get that many people together in one spot. Then people are sitting there stressing their minds and fucking pulling their hair out, fucking running that show every year. And to have everybody satisfied, and basically it's the film companies paying for it. And I respect Lumar to the fullest for that, because Lumar pays the most out of everybody.
yep.
Lumar pays the most out of everybody. So I mean, you gotta respect them for that. And then whenever you look at competitors, Lumar sponsors the most people. All right. But in Lumar sponsorship, and most of these sponsorships out here, all they do is pay your admission. You still got to get out there. You still got to pay for hotel. You still got to eat. Unless you know how to live like me, broke, you fucking fucked.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a monumental challenge to get a large amount of people to travel across the country to all convene in one area. And then you say, well, with an industry like tint, nobody's going to do that between the months of like March and maybe like November, because they're going to be busy. And then November and December, they're going to be busy with family. Nobody's traveling. So it really does leave this narrow window of like a January, February. And, you have SEMA in November.
You going to the Expel one?
I hope so. I'd like to go.
Dean, can you chime in? Where the fuck you at, Dean? I know you're
maybe if you send me your Expel shirt, I'll just wear it in.
Yeah, the Expel one is actually on my birthday, February 5th, my 40th birthday. So I'm begging my wife and my son to come, but they still a little iffy about traveling. My wife and son never really been out the area. Maybe for a hurricane evacuation or something like that.
Florida's a nice drive. Like Orlando's a nice drive from Louisiana. So I feel like you don't even have to fly. It's a nice drive.
Even next to this year, I rented a King Suite hotel. I said, look, this is here for us.
In Texas, you're in a perfect place to shoot over to Texas right after.
Oh, Texas, I already know about Texas. Riverwalk, everything, because we went there for the 2018 competition. So I already know the area and everything. So San Antonio is Gucci. But I'm more booked up about the Expel one because that is actually on my birthday, and I know how fun Dean and some of them guys can get, bro, at them competitions. And man, whenever you add a competition, bro, it's really like different groups, bro. And it's like different people hanging out with different people. You got everybody outside smoking cigarettes. You got the people inside, different groups. Like Pat out there
smoking cigarettes outside.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna call them cigarettes.
We didn't smoke in that hotel room. Fuck that. I don't care what anybody says.
Probably nobody smoked inside the hotel room, but the whole floor probably. I wasn't on that floor, but I'm saying if it smelled strong enough.
Yeah.
Can you do? You know what I mean? Like.
But it's more the fact of why y'all went. We was already pointed out because you got the only black dude at the tint competition, because that's another thing about the tint. You don't see too many of the racial ethnics out there. You see a lot of white people, but a lot of different, maybe Spanish people and all that, and Philippine. You see different cultures of everybody, but I don't know where the black people went.
Do you think that's less represented at the tint off than in the tint industry, or do you think that's just because that's how it is in the industry as a whole?
I don't know. I don't know how the industry started. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you who did what. But I feel there is a lack of it there, and I feel that when the film magazine didn't make a statement by putting Dave Williams on the front of it, like. We here, motherfuckers. Bitch, don't forget about
and I mean, look, that's how that works, I think, is, when people are drawn to...
And there's a lot of people that don't even know about these competitions. There's a lot of us there's a lot of the old guys, they never even told nobody about the competitions because they knew the fewer the competition, the fucking better chance they got. But I mean, it's like one of the things I tell everybody, and I tell everybody, look, if you want to go, I'll show you how to go. Fuck, you can stay in a hotel room with me. Anybody from my area. And like last year, I brought my friend Tony out there that I hooked up with Expel. And I mean, you look at his Facebook now. His picture is Expel.
Yeah.
He loved it. Tony loved that shit so much. We was outside smoking a cigarette, and he was on the doorsteps of the Indianapolis Convention Center, and I hear somebody screaming, Mitchell! I look over and I'm like, Tony! He's sitting there. I said, Tony, bro, the show's over, dude. You gotta go. He's like, nah, man, fuck that. I'm staying here all night till in the morning. I'm going to compete. Like, he was so amped up on it, bro. Just seeing everybody out there so happy, bro. And you get to see different people, ways, and all that, bro. And it's a trip actually seeing it's one thing seeing everybody comment on here. Anybody can comment, anybody can be this person, but actually seeing a person and meet, like Rick Talman, boy. That's my dog. I love Ricky. Nappy Ricky, man. I love that dude to death, bro. But he's a wild child, bro.
But like, okay, so somebody like that, like a few minutes ago, you were saying, tint off means everything to you. You said, I said, who would do other you said, it'd be nice if there were more competitions. We said, who might do those? You said Window Film Revolution might do it. Then I kind of say, Window Film Revolution, while it's definitely not a new group, it's very established, it's the biggest group and so on. What they're trying to do as an organization, I would say, well, what I'm saying is it's still in its infancy. They just started the website. They started this initiative to have so what I'm simply saying is I feel like it's, as somebody in the community, I'm willing to kind of blindly support, because maybe they're not going to have a competition year 2, but maybe year 6 they have a competition. Maybe it's year 5, but we got to get them to year 5 or get them to year 6. And them, I mean anybody who wants to do something in this industry that seems like on the up and up. I think we shouldn't look at it like where are they now, but like let's just push them, because who knows where the hell they're going to go in a few years, and they might be very successful.
I love my dudes to death in the revolution, bro. But I mean, from my understanding is, you say anything about their films, your comments getting deleted and all that. Nah, I feel that ain't right.
I feel that's not right either. I'm not saying that happens or doesn't, but that shouldn't happen, because at the end of the day, I feel like, look, as a sponsor,
I feel like if you got a comment complaint, there is places you can go at to see, customer service and shit like that. You can go on Facebook and air it out. But if you got a complaint and all that, yes, I do feel you need to try to work it out with them. And that's my main goal, like my Lumar situation. Jeff been want me to get him to switch over to Expel over there in my work, because he sees the numbers. All right, and I love my dude Jeff, but these people done developed this 25 years with Lumar. I mean, come on now. By now, I mean, Lumar should have given him Formula One by now, or at least offered it to him and let him know. I mean, I don't know the case scenario because I haven't been there. Maybe they did. Maybe they told him it was too high. I don't know.
Well, simply, if they have a Formula One dealer in the area that's, I think, within a 5-mile radius or 8-mile, I think it's 8-mile radius for Lumar. If they're, like, let's just say there's been a dealer that's been around there the same amount of time as you, they've been Formula One, they're 6 miles away from you. No matter how good you do contractually, I don't think they can add another dealer because it's just too close. So I'm not saying that's what the case is, but it's possible that it's not saying anything bad about the dealer. It's just saying it's spots filled, but that's an opportunity for a company like Expel to come swoop you up.
Mm-hmm. And then right now it's hard. It's hard for shop owners to get good help right now. And I'm seeing these things, man. I was just looking on Facebook. I can't comment. I can't I can't do nothing.
I couldn't tag you today. You're the first guest that's not on Facebook.
I'm in Facebook jail, like Lil Wayne.
You are. You're in Facebook jail. We'll start the free Nipsey hashtag after this.
Free Nipsey. Yep. Well, yeah. But anyway, I was looking at some of these things, man. Like, I seen my boy posting in a Christian tennis thing, man, and I was like, man, his problems going on, and I know you're probably a part of it, and I know you probably seen it, and that's something that I was like, oh man, it just hurts me that people actually look out for people and they just shit all over them, dude. And it's hard to actually find somebody that's actually like my boss paid a lot of money to get me where I'm at, promised me a lot of money to get me where I'm at, you know, because he knew, I went at him. I didn't go at him saying, "Hey, I work here, I work here, I work here. You heard of me, everything like that." I went at the man with fucking medals, top fucking 10 of the world, top 11 of the world, and pictures of magazines and everything like this. And he still put me at his second shop before he put me at his first shop. So it's like we all equal no matter what. I mean, whether in this industry, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And if you get a good spot in a place, and I say respect it,
Yeah.
really do, really, really respect it. And if you know you had a good spot, stay there until you can actually get your own spot.
Yep. If you treat it
And
like it's yours, you're probably going to end up with it somehow. Not maybe not that exact shop, you end up with something else, but if you treat it like it's yours, like one of the things that stood out to me from when you got that job and you posted, you like organized the whole tint area and you like cleaned up. Like there was boxes and shit. You organized the plotter, you organized everything. And like
that fucking is still a
if you're trying to
mess.
make a good impression at a new job or you're trying to earn money at your current job by doing things like that, that's the kind of stuff that will blow away like somebody who's employing you. This dude is worth the money.
I see what's going on in these shops and everything like that, and it's just having something nice. Just something that you can appreciate. Because if you're not appreciating it, ain't nobody else gonna appreciate it. And before I actually got to that shop, one of my coworkers was talking to me the other day. He was like, "Dude, we was fucking off a lot, bro, till you come, bro. And then whenever you come, people actually seeing you can actually make money
Right.
doing this shit. And people actually started wanting to work later and doing shit, wanting to stay later. These motherfuckers rolling out 3 o'clock. I mean, I love my dudes to death, don't get me wrong. And, I got my days too. Like yesterday, I go to fucking leave and my mama called me up and her toilet clogged up. So now I gotta call in to work. I gotta pull out my mama's toilet and pull out the drainage out of the shower and run 2 balloons in there. Run the Lowe's twice because I messed up the wax ring setting up the toilet and bumped my head. So it's we all got our things, but like I said, whenever I first went in there, I made a damn good impression. I was there every day on time, doing my thing. I have slacked off a little bit, now that you got money going from not having money to actually having, a little something saved. It's a whole different experience. And yeah, I'm just thanking God for it, that it's here right now.
Yep.
And you never know, because after Katrina, we had this after Katrina, they had all the money floating around. I seen people blow through 250,000, $500,000, like it wasn't nothing, because
Yep.
they never had it. And if you got it right now, and then like I want to say 2009, 2005 was the storm, and then all the money started hitting us 2006, and then by 2009 you had the recession. Whenever that recession happened, you had a bunch of people living this lifestyle, and then whenever it hit, it's like, oh shit, we got to jump back down to here. How are we gonna do this?
Yep.
And there was a lot of confusion with that. No one, people don't understand right now. Yes, it is busy right now because there is more money floating around, but it's not always going to be like this. And you also got to keep your eyes and open on other opportunities and all that. I'm not saying, jump over to a different window tint company, but if you got time to, sit there and make a little money, making some stickers or something and all that, do that. Get on your graphic design. You know, I've been trying to get Kyra to teach me what the hell going on, but She want to act all stuck up with me. She want to take my food stamps.
Look, I think you're giving really good advice in the sense like it was what 4 months ago we were sitting here and we're doing a live stream like there was a Tin Wisdom and it was like the future was unknown, everything was shut down, everybody was scared of dying, and you're like, what's going to happen? And then somehow we're in this weird limbo now where there's a lot of business still going on, but there's still a ton of uncertainty, and there's like that's just within normal business, let alone the economy as a whole. And to not be appreciative, to not be saving would be really reckless right now because you not only have winter coming and the normal ups and downs of the year, but you have a change in president and you have so many factors. So if you're not saving your money and you're not appreciative of your job, you're selling yourself short, and you might find that you can make such a big jump if you just set yourself up right before a downtime.
Yeah.
You might be taking over somebody's beautiful shop during a downtime because you saved some money up versus other people are going all in acting reckless right now, you know?
My boss already wants me put. My boss got a whole nother building over here by my house. He's already doing audio. You can't find tenants right now. They are rare, and actually somebody that wants to go to work every day is another rare thing. So you put that in the mix together, and it's like,
Yeah.
holy shit, what we got here now. And yeah, and most of the guys that tent, if you've been tenting for over 2 years, you're the best tenant in the world. So I give it up to everybody, man. I wish everybody the best. I wish everybody would come out there and compete, and we could just shut everybody mouth up about who is the best. Because right now you can't sit here and say I hate when people sit here and talk about they the best whenever you ain't never competed before in your life. You just been in one spot. Me actually, how I developed my method of tinting. I didn't just work at one spot. I worked at all the spots in my area. So I was picking up something off of everybody. I didn't have YouTube. I didn't have all this, to learn how to win the tent. I just learned off of other guys that knew how to do it. And yeah, I learned a lot from them. And none of them was black, though, I tell you that.
Well, I think
No.
people tend to
Uh,
go towards like when they see people that look like them, act like them, share interests with them. So hopefully, as like more people get into the industry, more people it just leads to more and more people getting in the industry, and that's just what it is.
exactly. And that's what I want to see. Bro, I want to see us all actually try to get along, bro, because there is different cultures out there. And like a lot of these guys, whenever they see like the Hungarian dudes, man, like what's his name, Casa and Gal and them, man, the Russian dude, man, all them dudes, man, they all good people, bro. You see them out there at the competition, they'll buy you a drink, dude. Everybody's good people on here, and everybody gets into their little arguments and all that, but people just was just raised different ways,
Different
and
ways, different people, different cultures. Everybody has different experiences, but we're all
everybody had
human.
different experience, what they how they grew up, what they was around, what they was exposed to. It's like, and I'm starting to notice a lot of these people on here has only been exposed to like what their parents exposed them to, and and it gets real catchy with that, and I don't down nobody for it, but it's like I like everybody to see through everybody else's eyes and not just through theirs. And yes, I do get funky and fresh in the food a lot, but I mean that's just me, bro. I mean who I am.
Yep. Well, thank you for being who you are, and I definitely appreciate like I said, the laughs you've given me, the open heart that you approach the industry with, and I really appreciate you taking the time to do this. And I really mean it when I say like people like this wasn't about. We didn't talk about tinting techniques. This wasn't about this. Was is about the industry, about being a human, about getting along.
That's the whole
We need
thing,
all
bro.
that.
That was one thing Sal told me. He's like, bro, you know why I like fucking with you? I was like, what? His second year at the 10 off. His second year at the 10 off. Cause like we hung out the first year, and then the second year we was like brothers out there. Me, him, and his wife, Michelle. Well, the second year there, he said, bro, you know why I fuck with you? He said, bro, if you go fuck with everybody, that's all they do is talk about fucking tennis. And he said, with you, bro, you talking about everything else, dude. Like, personality, shit with people. It's like, it ain't always about the tint, bro. Yeah, everybody got their techniques, but take what you like, bro. Fucking quit fucking bitching. We all got different techniques.
Right.
This technique might not work for this man the way it works for this man. So, I mean, you can't really knock nobody else's technique. I mean, as long as they're making money with the shit, fuck, let them do them.
We all have stuff we can learn from each other.
It's the same thing I feel about tinting the windshield and limo percent. A lot of people will tell you, "Oh, I don't do that. You're gonna kill somebody." If a motherfucker won't pay me the money to put that bitch on limo, I'm putting that motherfucker on. Whenever that bitch leave the shop, guess what? You know what? I didn't do it.
Well, with that said,
Whenever that motherfucker left my shop, that motherfucker was legal. You showed me a fucking camera footage, every fucking thing like that. You're gonna have to stick it to me through fucking jam it to me, because a lot of these film companies. That's another thing I hate about film. All these motherfucking film companies, they sit here and they back themselves up behind this motherfucking pussy ass, I won't warranty illegal tint jobs. Now, because they feel that they are liable for illegal tint jobs. And I feel like if it's your product out there, you should warranty that shit anyway, because you put your money behind it, you put your bag behind it. You already know these people don't hold fucking cars for no longer than fucking 5 years. So put your name behind it. So what if the fucking people fucking give it to their daughter and they want to fucking bring it back for a warranty? Put your fucking name behind it. All right? I mean, some of this shit, dude, bro, like not warranting your shit because you feel you are liable. How do you feel? You obviously got a fucked up lawyer.
let me ask you this. If I get a Flowmaster muffler and I put it on the back of my vehicle and it makes my vehicle too loud for the state of California where I live, if that muffler rusts because it's too loud in California, does Flowmaster say like we're not covering that muffler because it was too loud in the state you lived in? But if you lived in Arizona, it's no problem, we'll cover it.
That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit.
I don't know. I'm saying, like, I don't think that's how they would do it. I don't think you can necessarily find that in other industries where, like, just because if it's 5% tint and I can put it in a car in one state, if I go to the other state, I put it on a car, now it fades. I don't understand that unless it's really one of those things where they're going to be hung up to dry in court. But it is what I don't know. I tend to agree with you, but I guess I don't know the whole side, like both sides of the story.
It's like somebody coming at you and pay for a month of Tint Wiz, come back at you and said, "Look, I don't want to pay for the month," and then you were like, "All right, I'm not giving you back your money. Fuck you."
No, I'm definitely giving you back. Definitely giving you back the money.
Already know. You a good dude, so I already know.
It's just that's how we're gonna live our life. We're gonna live our life real peaceful.
Exactly. And that's how I feel about it. And a lot of the guys that's turning away these customers because they're faults or something like that, man, chalk it up, bro. Whenever a customer comes in there blowing on you, just suck it up, bro.
Yep.
Suck it up. Redo the motherfucker.
Yep.
That's what we here for, bro. We here to make the customer happy. You're not going to have a lot of them customers. But that one customer that you satisfy is going to tell everybody else, go fucking get them.
Yep.
Don't fucking lose them.
Yep.
And that's the whole thing. That's a little bit harder on me whenever I, like running my own business. I'm bad on answering the phone. I'm not even much of a lie. I'll be busy doing something and just completely forget about going back to the phone and do something else. And or be on the phone and get into a pitching match with somebody. That's it. Fuck everybody. I'm on this motherfucker, and I don't care. Anybody want to come at me? I will go on this bitch for 2-3 days with your fucking ass. Come at me. That's just the way I feel, bro. Because I don't like it. Bullshit, bro. We shouldn't be fighting, but if you're gonna fight with me, fuck it. Let's do it.
All right.
You shouldn't live your life in fear.
No, but what you're saying, look, it's an opportunity for another window film company to come in and say, we're going to change the game in warranties. This is how we're going to handle our warranties. This is how we're going to handle our customers. Same way it's an opportunity for the tint shop. It's an opportunity for manufacturers to improve things. So, and I think voicing it like you are and competition, it just leads in the right direction, you know?
Cool.
That's why I
Uh,
like being able to talk about it, because if you wanted to bring up something like that in a group and the group doesn't let you talk about it, well, nothing will ever get better if you don't talk about
yeah, nothing won't ever get better.
it. Have to talk about it. You have to talk
If you
about both sides of it.
if you don't bring that shit up, nothing won't. It's all just gonna fucking lay underneath the carpet for years, and
Yep.
nobody's gonna fucking say nothing about it. And it's like, man, you should be taking care of people. I mean, that's what we doing with our customers. I mean, I've fucking warranted so many of them more jobs. I never filled out a warranty card. I probably filled out a warranty card maybe a handful of times in my life, because I always know if I done the shit, man, redo it. My mom always taught me that. Look, take care of your people.
Yeah.
You know, because that's who's paying your bills.
Yeah.
Without them, guess what? You ain't got a fucking shop. You got fucking debt.
Yep.
And that's a lot of, you know, I love Mike and them to death, you know, Mike Burke and them, you know, for the Sunstoppers and all that, bro. They're doing real good with, you know, what they doing and everything. I mean, I wouldn't do it, but you know, you got a lot of guys that's into it, but I feel like they need that sense of security to be there and you know, be a part of something bigger. And it's like with the revolution right now, you got a lot of things that are going on, and it's like too many going on at one time, and it's like between, you know, the the money you got to put out to get on the front page to fucking you know, shit like that, and it's like, I mean, do it for your group, don't do it for yourself.
Definitely. I mean, the question is anything being done that's not for the group?
All right, right. I mean, that's all I'm saying. Do it for the group. Don't do it for yourself. Simple as that. I love all the men. I love everybody over there in the revolution, but I feel like it is a money based group,
Well,
and
look,
our group.
just think about this though. If we're talking about a window film convention, to put on a convention, just like you're gonna have to generate, like you're gonna have hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like you're not gonna be able to put on a 3 day convention, even a 1 day convention, realistically, for less than that. That's a lot of money, and like to get to the point of, like the sponsors pay for the convention. You get sponsors, but to get that ball rolling, it's a big fucking ball to get rolling, and if you feel like
Yeah,
they can't be about
it's
money,
putting
then
on a concert. It's putting on a concert. That's basically what you're doing. You're putting on a concert. And honestly, the only thing to put it out there is Winter Film Magazine. And you don't see too much activity in Winter Film Magazine on Facebook and nothing like that. What you see, I see more of you. You know, honestly, the little time that I have seen you, Eric, you probably did more for this industry than any of these motherfuckers out here.
I
All right, because
appreciate
you
that.
sit here, you talk with everybody, you get everybody's side of the story, right? You know, everybody else wants to fucking stay in their fucking group and be fucking them. And you know, like me, I mean, I just stay in the group because I have fun in there. I stay in the feud because you know it's just me. It's my personality. It's I guess it's just my little deep dark side, what you see behind me.
Well,
and
I want to thank you obviously for like being who you are, like we said earlier. But your contributions to Window Film Feud, your warm welcome to me. I always considered you a friend even before we did this video. You're a nice guy. Like I thank you for that. I think the industry needs everybody in all types, and um, I, I I just we're gonna keep this inclusion thing going. It's never gonna be a sides to it. If somebody has a problem, air it out and let's talk about it. You
anybody,
know.
anybody
Shit, it froze a little bit.
that
There you go. Oh,
can sit on
there you
tours.
go. Say that again. It froze.
Anybody that's putting out a tool out here in the industry, I want to fucking know about it. All right. I want to know about your Tint Wiz. I want to know about Jeff's fucking light. I want to know about fucking Fusion's fucking squeegees, fucking Rodney's squeegees, Dirty's fucking squeegees. I want to know about all this shit because that's basically what I do. I mean, knowing, there is special things that I might like, and I do get into the nitty gritty detail of tinting. And so it's always good to keep your eyes and ears out for different things because, I'm always wanting to, learn it. And, I don't want to be, dumbfounded about it. If I like it, I'm going to take it. If not, I'm going to, put it off to the side and go to something else. And yeah, and what you doing with the Tint Wiz, bro? And you know, you put out an app and you sitting there, you doing more than the app, bro. You out here every Wednesday and Thursday having your own show on here. You know, people ain't doing that shit. Nobody's doing that. All right. Everybody else sticking in their fucking group because you want to know why? Either they ain't got the fucking time to do it, they caught up in their life, or they done did some fucking shady shit. Don't want no fucking dirt brought up on them, or fucking just just want to stay out of the spotlight.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, those are all reasons, and I'm happy to have the opportunity. I think it's just when you say that, I just think about like it's a reminder to everybody. Like it's easy to criticize what other people are doing. It's easier to say how they could be doing it better, but like actually doing something is like the most valuable and the most challenging. So just like try to like you just try if you find like I think it's human nature. You look at what somebody's doing and you're like, oh, why don't they do this? Why don't do that? Why don't you do
Yeah,
something? And then you'll find out.
I can't wait till you get to the point where you can go international and get Boyong on here.
I
And sit and have Boyong on Tint Wiz where y'all can translate with each other at the same time.
I'm
You know,
I'm down, man.
Boyong's learning his English though. He's learning his English, real good dude, bro. And man, I'm sorry what happened to his manager, man. Good people, bro. But you know, it's promised to all of us, though.
Yep.
Man, uh, we all lost everybody else, and everybody else we lost, and you know, just praying for them.
Yep. Yep, those sort of such scenarios, as sad as they are, they have to be reminders that like your time's not guaranteed, the people around you time's not guaranteed. So use this time to like, help each other, show appreciation to each other, like build each other up because like what else is
Exactly.
there?
I don't want to fuck. I don't want to die with grudges.
Oh man,
I mean, you never know. That's something that you're gonna have to answer to.
yep,
That's something that I ain't gonna have to answer to. You
no,
know, everything I do, I put it out there. It's there. You
yeah,
know, if y'all want to sit there and hate on me about it, fuck. I got thrown out the hotel room for fucking whatever, or whatever else you want to hate on me about. You know, just because you don't like the way I talk, or you just don't like how I go at people. But people, I understand whenever people do that though, because then they taking up for their friend. You know, this might be one of their friends that I'm going off on. And it's
yeah,
like, so they showing the love for their friend and they want to take their friend back. Oh no, you ain't gonna do that, blah, 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 blah. And then that's whenever you get into these picture matches going on.
yep. But
I don't really like that, bro. And that's why I went to. I mean, you look at the feud activity from the time before what it was, November 2018 to November in 2018 on. And I wanted the Roach to sit here and post what the fuck, how much time I spent in there, and how much work I put in there, and how much I did for that. And it wasn't for myself; it was for everybody else. It wasn't for none of us to get paid off of. It wasn't for none of this. It was all for us to come together. To where, fuck, I don't want to be at a win the 10 competition and motherfucker bust out shooting behind some dumb shit that happened over fucking Facebook. Look, get it out. It's here.
yeah, yeah,
And that's what we got this here for. That way, because most of us got business pages. All right. Most of us is known good people in good communities, and that's why they don't want to go there. And that's the reason why we have that. All right, over there. But then whenever you have that, you can't even really have that. Because then you got bitch ass people in there that get fucking their feelings hurt and start reporting. Then you gotta fucking just select people and start randomly pulling people out till the shit stops.
it's the impossible job of running a group.
Exactly. It's like
There's
we want
no
to do.
right or wrong way. It's an evolution. A new group is different than an older group, and it's a fucking tough one, man. It's running a government. It's the same scenario.
Exactly. Like, well, I didn't actually do it myself because I'm not no longer part of the administration. Let me make that clear on WTF. That is strictly David, Simi, Lawrence, and David's little son. And that's all of them. I'm just there to have the fun with everybody else. That's it. All right. And
Well,
then people come at me on Facebook and get mad at me for getting kicked out. And I'm like, dude, it wasn't my decision. Like, I'm not a poet. I'm just here to have fun just like you. And
Well,
I was a part of the administration of it, bro, but it just feels like, everybody that was pissing me off and just kept muting them for 7 days. And I started feeling bad after that. It's like, mute. And it's like, man, I can't be doing that to people, man. Like, you give somebody power, bro, they're going to take advantage. and
that's the saying.
And that's pretty much why I stepped away from the feud and just like to be in there just like everybody else. And them fucking dudes are crazy. I don't know what them dudes are
Yeah.
doing.
Hey, it's another example. If it's not always better to own the thing, it's not always better to be the person in charge.
They got the Wiz coming up on the tent with
We got
all them
Tint
fucking
Wizdom with the window tint view. Let me find the date. It is on 9/10. So it's on September 10th. So not tomorrow, but the Thursday after tomorrow.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to run home again.
I have it in my phone as the WTF shit show, just because that was the way it was brought up in the thread. So
all right, I'm gonna be a whole different person on that show. I ain't gonna be me.
Me too. Me too. I saw the drinks were mandatory. So. All right, man. Well, I look forward to doing that with you next week, and thank you for doing this tonight. It was a great time, and I'm really glad we got to chat. And I'm glad you're you. Thank you for being you, and thanks for being a part. Thanks for everything.
Oh, bro, thank you for everything, Eric, bro. I want to thank you most of all, bro, because you've been a good dude. You really have. You didn't have to send me a fucking 10K, dude, for getting a job, bro. You didn't have to do that.
Well, that brings me happiness.
That really showed,
brings you happiness. It brings me happiness. There's no there's no can't do too much of that.
I know you're making fucking shoes.
I love the shoes, and it legitimately puts a smile on my face when I saw it in the thread when they arrived. Like I have them in the plastic. I took them out of the plastic. I put them back in the plastic because Anyway, thank you. And we'll wrap this thing up.
I called up Mama Ducky and Brittany and see if they wanted the pair too.
I know we need to. Hopefully they do another run of those.
Hopefully they do, bro. We can petition Nike or get with Colin Kaepernick and do something.
Scoop them all up.
Colin Kaepernick sponsored me in the 18.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for doing this, and we'll be back tomorrow for a roundtable. Have a good night, everyone.